welcome to day 2 for VBS in a box. This video is going to help you with the day 2 craft, which is the paper mache moon. So you're going to empty out your bag here. You have a bunch of newspaper strip or 2.5 foot piece of fishing line, a balloon. You should also have either in your bag, you should have the black and white paint, or some of you already have the black and white paint from day 1. And so the first thing that we're going to do, get a bowl, a cup of water, and a cup of flour. And we're going to mix this together. This cup of flour in my bowl, my cup of water, and mix it in. And then it says just to take a spoon, and you're just going to mix it up. And then I went and got a whisk just because I still have some clumps in my mixture, and so I'm just gonna get them out of there. So after your newspaper strips are good and soaked, then just sort of get some of the excess off, and then you're just gonna start layering them on the balloon. And after you get the whole balloon covered, you're gonna let it dry for several hours. It's gotta get completely dry. And then we'll start layer number 2. And it's gonna take several hours. This might be a multi-day project. And then we're gonna come back to it after it's completely dried. And we're gonna do this layer one more time before we pop the balloon and do the painting of the moon. So this is the end of sort of part 1 of making your paper mache moon. Welcome back. This is day 2. And we left ours out last night and kind of let it sit out in the sun a little bit this morning. And the top popped off, which is no big deal. And the balloon went ahead and deflated too. So, oh well, it's okay. If yours does that, no problems. I got my ingredients here again. I got my cup of flour, my cup of water. I've done the second layer of my newspapers, and we're gonna let this completely dry. So it's really important that you make sure that it completely dries through, completely dries through, completely dries through, completely dries through, so that nothing falls apart when you do your painting part of it, okay? The hole that we left when we did the tying up of the balloon, and that was kind of where the knot was, I just left that open. I'm gonna use that to tie my fishing line into, so that when the project is over, that's the thing we're gonna hang it from in our rooms, in your room. So I'm gonna get back with you after this dries. So it's an exciting day. We finally have a dry paper mache moon, 2 layers on it. It's looking good. It's very hard where we can paint it. Dig back into your box and pull out your black and white paints. I've already poured mine out into a little bowl here and mix them up, and so that we can make a little bit of a gray paint, because when we look at the moon from Earth, it looks kind of gray to us. So you just mix up your paintings so that you get sort of a gray looking, and you just go ahead and paint your moon any way that you want it. You may want to take some white paint, because the moon has these craters, which are kind of like mountains, and you might want to take and make some crater looking circles on your moon, or make it look like there's some mountains or some bumps or some little humps or things like that on the moon. Or you can just leave it totally gray. It's up to you. Let that dry, and the next step will be to hang it up with our fishing line. Our moon is all dry. You can see I painted some craters on it and a few mountains, but it's mostly gray. And if yours is all gray, that's great. And now's the fun part, because we're almost done with this project. We are gonna put some fishing line in it so that you can hang it in your room. So I already have the hole here that I left from when we tied the balloon and started making the experiment in the first place. And get your mom and dad to help you, or your grandma or your granddad. But I'm gonna take this little kitchen knife here and I'm gonna poke another hole. There it goes. Poke a little hole in the side there. Thread this fishing line through that hole. See how it's coming out in there? And I'm gonna reach my finger in and grab it so that now my moon is being held up by the fishing line. And I'm just gonna tie it together. Couple of knots, nice and tight. Maybe 2 or 3 knots just to make sure it doesn't fall off. And check that out, woohoo! Now you have your very own moon. I'm gonna go hang it up. We're in my daughter's room and we're gonna hang this up from her curtain rod. And then it's just gonna hang there. So every time that you're in your room and you can see the moon and you can think about the things that God created, like the stars and the heavens, and be so thankful that He created these fun things for us to check out and be a part of our world. So thank God for all these neat creations. Thanks for hanging out with us for this fun experiment, and we'll see you on the next day.